Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to start filling the envelopes in our 100 envelope savings challenge. I have decided to do mine a little bit differently because I live in Canada and we don't have $1 and $2 bills. It is going to be very hard to do any of the odd number amounts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a $10 bill and I'm going to put a $10 bill in each one of my envelopes. So instead of having $5,050 when I'm done, and that's what you would have if you were to fill in the actual amount that's on the envelope when you were completed your 100 envelopes, you would end up with $5,050. Because I'm doing this a little bit differently and I'm on a low income, I can't really afford to take a lot of money and put in an envelope on a weekly basis. It's like some of these weeks you'd have to put $77. Now that's not going to be possible for me. Or on the weeks where you're getting towards the end, it's like $95, $97, $100. I can't afford to do that. So what I'm going to do is $10 is affordable for me. So I've decided that every envelope is going to get a $10 bill. So I'm going to start today. I think I have $530 to start off this 100 envelope savings challenge. And we're going to see if we can get these all in these envelopes today. And that way, when I'm done filling my 100 envelopes, I will have $1,000. And that is going to be for my emergency fund. Because I had an emergency fund, and unfortunately, I just had to spend $2,500 on car repairs. So that pretty much took everything I had saved. So now we are starting again. I rolled up all of the coin that I had been saving for the last 8 months because it was the only thing that I had left to start with. So I rolled that all up the other day, and I think we had $673 in coin that I took back to the bank, cashed it in, and got $10 bills with. So that's what we're using today. Unfortunately, some of them, I couldn't get all 10s, so I had to get some 5s and some 20s. And so we're going to save that for another day. I just want to keep $10 bills in this one, and that way it's consistent. And when I look at all the envelopes, I'll know exactly what I have in here. And this is an easy way for basically anyone to start saving a little bit of money. Because these days, everybody needs to save a little bit of money. You have to have something put away. There's always an emergency. Something is going to pop up, and you never want to be completely broke or not be able to handle a financial situation that might arise. Even if you don't have enough saved to cover all of it, at least you'll have some. And some is better than none. So this is the way I'm going to start saving, because my budget is low income. And I don't have, these are gonna take up all my space. I don't have a lot of money, so it takes me a long time to save any amount. And I was saving coin, which I'm gonna continue doing because it seems to have worked out fairly well for me. I'm a cash shopper, and every time you go shopping, you break a bill, you're getting a handful of change back. So I'm gonna continue with that. I have my coin savings bottles, and I will continue dropping all my coins in there. And on average, I think I saved for about 8 months, and on average it worked out to about $87 a month is what I actually managed to save just saving coins. So it's something that anyone can do, even if you only have like $1 or $2 here and there. If you put it away, eventually it will add up to something. And you can use that for something else. You can put it away for a vacation. You can put it away for spending money. You can start an emergency fund if you don't already have one. If you have any amount put together at all, and you're saving for anything, coins is if you have coins, because a lot of people I know don't shop with cash anymore. It's so easy to just tap your debit card. A lot of people don't use cash, and I think that was part of a problem for me. I find it very hard to keep track of what I'm spending unless I can see the money in my hand. Once my wallet's empty, I know I'm done spending. That's it. There's no more. But when you're tapping a debit card and you're going to multiple places, doing multiple errands in a day, unless you're really good at keeping up with what you're spending in each place, you could end up, by the time you get to the last place, there's no money left in there. And it just disappears before you know it. So I am a cash person. I always have been a cash person. I just like seeing the cash, knowing what's going on, where the money is. And that seems to be what works for me. Now, everybody's different. I don't know what's going to work for you. It depends on your lifestyle. It depends on how your money gets in and out of your account. Do you do your daily banking online? I actually do some of mine online. Most of my bill paying is done directly through the bank account because that's what's easiest for me. And everybody has to do what's easiest for them. Whatever works for you is what you need to concentrate on. But this is one really easy, quick way of starting a savings. Even if you only have a couple bucks that you can put in there, it will add up. And I find that the more you see it, the more motivated you are to continue doing it. Even with the coins, as my coin bottles filled up, I was more likely to keep track of the amount of coins that I had and throw them in there because I wanted to see that money grow. And it actually did. So it was great for me, and I'm going to continue doing it. But I'm hoping this works out as well by filling all these envelopes. Because it's here, you can see it, it's tangible, and I need motivation. So this is the way I'm going to do it. We'll get all this in here. If I can get them to flatten out a little bit, hopefully over time, once the book is closed, they will flatten down a little. And this book actually has a nice snap. Some of them don't have the snaps. They have the little fold over clasp. It's like a magnetic clasp. I thought this one would work better because it has the snap. It seemed just a little bit more secure. Why, these are hard to work with. It's like they're all stuck together. So this is the first step in my savings plan. And I'm actually going to start doing some cash envelopes for the money that I do spend every week. Because again, I think that is going to work well for me. I have watched other people who love it. They've been doing it. Some of them have been doing it for years. And it seems to keep them motivated, seems to keep them on track. It seems to keep them within their budget, which is the main thing. Because when you're trying to save money, you have to be able to stay within your budgets. So if you know what your budget is and you know what you spend and you can track it easily by looking at what money is left in your cash envelope, then you know where you are. So that is what we're going to work on next, because I am at an age now where I need to be a lot more careful with what I spend. I need to be a lot more frugal with my lifestyle. And we're going to be doing a whole bunch of little videos on ways that we can improve our frugality throughout our life. When you get older, you don't really need as much. You're not out all the time. Myself, I don't work outside the house, so I don't need to do a lot as far as that goes. I don't need to go buy shopping for new clothes to wear to the office, shoes, that kind of thing. So we need a lot less as we get older. So we just have to cut out the extra expense, the waste, stop buying things we don't need, and put that money into some savings. or towards something that we really want. A lot of people are trying to buy houses, getting a mortgage. Well, in order to get a mortgage, you need some savings. You need a down payment. You need to have something put aside for all the expenses that go along with that. Vacationing. When you are planning a vacation, you need to have money. And it's not just the cost of the vacation itself. It's the spending money, the extras that you don't really plan for ahead of time. All the taxis that you might have to take, the Ubers, transportation to and from the airport. It's every little thing you do costs money. Getting a snack, buying lunch, stopping for a pop, everything. And all of those things come out of your budget. So if you don't have them in there already, that's money that you're taking from somewhere else. So it's always better to get your budget done up front, know what you're doing, plan your savings. Because you can think, oh, well, I need $1,500 for a 4-day trip to wherever. And come to find out, the $1,500 is only going to cover about 80% of what you're going to spend. And if that's all you budgeted, there's going to be a lot of things that you're not going to be able to do, or you're going to run short. It's always better to have a little bit more put away, and that way you know that you're good. Because no one wants to take a vacation and then not be able to do anything while you're there. So it doesn't matter what you're saving for. Everybody needs to start saving for something. And with the way things are going today, we don't know what our economy is going to be like in 6 months. We don't know what income we're going to have in 6 months. So putting away a little bit now, when we have the opportunity, is going to benefit us in the long run. And if you don't have an emergency, great. If you don't have a vacation planned, great. But something will come up. That's just the way life goes. There's always something that happens. So this is going to be my way of trying to deal with those things. And we're going to work on the emergency fund first. I really need to rebuild that, because you never know when something's going to happen. So this is going to be, once it's full, I actually want to get to a $2,000 emergency fund. And once we achieve that, we'll start working on some other things like savings, or maybe putting a little bit of money away for a vacation. I don't know yet. I haven't decided. There's all kinds of things I want to do. I have time. It's just financially, I'm not sure what I'm going to be able to get done. So we're going to work on one thing at a time, because I could have multiple envelopes. I've seen people that have multiple binders full of envelopes, and that to me is very confusing, especially where I'm just starting. Now, maybe 6 months from now, I'll be in a position where I can have multiple binders with multiple envelopes, and I'm putting a little bit in each one. But for right now, I want to start small and build what I can, and then we'll go on from there. I'm going to see how well this goes, because I'm hoping it works out well. I really don't know. This is the first time I've tried this, but I'm willing to try anything once. So if it works, we'll be doing a lot more of it. If it doesn't work, we'll look for something else that does work, because no matter what, I definitely want to get some sort of a plan in place to deal with savings and future. There are things that I want to do with the rest of my life. I'm 58. I would love to travel, even though I don't have the budget for it at the moment. I want to be more involved with my community. I might try volunteering at the local school, or at the local hospital, or even an old folks home. Because volunteering, when you give back to the community, it not only helps the community, it helps you. Nobody wants to be in a position where they have nothing to do with their time. That's just a boring life. I don't want a boring life. So we're going to work on things that we can do to keep busy. Oh, we're down to the last one. Okay. So this is our last $10 bill, and it's going to go in envelope number 53. So I have $530 towards my $1,000 goal. And look at the envelopes that I've managed to fill. Look at that. I'm over halfway, just in cashed in coins, basically, that I saved for 8 months. It's got me over halfway to my goal of 1,000 envelopes. Now I'm going to pop this out of here. Well, let's hold this down first. I'm going to pop that out so that I can mark them all off without losing all my pages. And we'll buckle this up for now. I'll just move that over there. So I can take a marker. Let's find a marker. This is a laminated tracker. So I can take a marker and I can mark all of these off. And that will show me exactly where I am. So I'm just going to mark 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 10. Let's go to 51. Or no, 53. Sorry, we're at 53. So we can go all the way back through all of these. Mark them all off because those envelopes are done, which is amazing. I am over the moon thrilled with the amount of money that I got out of my coin savings. I was hoping for about 500. I thought when I was looking at the bottles that it was going to be about 500, maybe a little better. I did not think that it was going to be almost 700. So there we go. We are over halfway through our tracker. And once this is done and it's completed, the great thing about this is that these are laminated. So all you have to do once you've marked all this off is you just take a little bit of rubbing alcohol and you can wipe all of that off and use it again. So these are completely reusable. They're not very expensive. I think I paid like $8 for this one. And it's great. You can use them over and over again as long as the envelopes hold up. I don't know how long that's gonna stay together for, but right now I'm assuming that I'm gonna get to use this maybe at least 2 or 3 times before those little envelopes give out. But you can actually buy replacement envelopes as well, which is a great thing. So let's see if we can get this back in here without popping everything. Once this stays closed for a while, that will hopefully lay a little bit flatter and it won't be so puffy. I might actually set a heavy book on it to see if I can flatten it out a bit. But there we go. That is my 100 envelope savings challenge. I'm going to be back in a couple of days with my cash envelope stuffing. We're going to do our very first cash envelope stuffing. It's going to be for a 2-week period because that's how I do my shopping. I normally go once every 2 weeks. So we're going to start with a 2-week cash envelope stuffing, and I will come back and do a video about that as well. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and you guys all have a great day.